Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to our life, one of the main purpose of the Buddha's teachings to giving the very success in this very lifetime as a human being, and also after you die, after your death, the success that you should gain in this existence, and that's mean to become a better, having a better life after you die. So the conventionally these both are, it's kind of like you gain result out of the practice. And at the same time, if you decide to take that decision, you have to have some wisdom. That's mean to see things very clearly in life. This is enough for me. Because sometimes people don't see like that way. Even in conventional life, even though we see that other people go through situations, sometimes we don't take it as a lesson for us. We think, oh, it happened to them, it's not going to happen to me. So like that. So that's why when it comes to the idea of nibbana, just seeing somebody, it's not going to happen to you. But when you go through your own experience, and it's mainly, it's kind of like there are two ways: the illusion of the joy and hell of the suffering. If you able to go through these two end of that tunnel, you yourself going to declare that you want to attain to the Nibbana. But sometimes just seeing this conventional life and seeing this, that how other people go through, it's not going to fit for us. So, but yourself, there is a way you can understand it even without going through the experience. So that is the important part in Buddha's teaching. There is a way that you can develop your awareness and understand without go through your own experience. But if you don't develop that understanding or the awareness, you have to go through this. So once you go through that, and then yourself you're going to accept that anymore, I don't want this. So like that. But somehow when it comes to this conventional life, one of the important thing that we have to understand, there is nothing belong to us or the self or I or me. It's a statement. It's nothing belong to anybody that believes or me or self or I. But conventionally, mostly we like to have that idea. So why that idea is wrong mainly? Because that the self, that itself, when it come to this the idea of I or me or self, knowingly or unknowingly what is happening, it creates a kind of like a disorder, confusion inside us, unbalance inside us. Why? Because the very nature of the mind like to have that and facilities with it, and once it come to that point, the whatever you see, whatever you hear, the whatever the experience that you go through is completely different. The reason is this: because in the world, when it comes to this human world or anywhere in this entire universe, whatever you name as existence, it has an order, it has a pattern. That pattern is not belong to something or somebody. That is what called the cause and effect, dependent origination. So in that pattern, if you don't recognize when it comes to the human world, if you don't see the pattern, if you don't see the order, you make mistakes. Look at this physical and material world. To get the benefit out of this whatever we have, it should have the order. It need to come to the necessary conditions to function it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So same like when it come to the human world, that if you able to maintain your human body and the mind, and according to the order, necessary order, you can attain to enlightenment. Because it go according to the necessary conditions, that it's already effect with the cause and effect. It's not somebody doing it. So if you don't understand it, or you whatever you clinging as ideas, and if you create a kind of like a disorder, then it's going to be in the samsara. So if you find the right order in your mind and body, and that will help you step by step develop it, and then reach to the enlightenment. So then it is your choice what you want. From this point, look yourself, look at around you, and you keep believing, you keep chasing things, that you accumulating, holding things, and going with this conventional ideas, ideology, and I want this, I want this, I want this, I can do this, so I know how to do this. So like that way, we have done a lot of things, but still that everything took us to a place to understand what the life not going to happen the way we think. So then in this very point, if you look very carefully, so you had the idea to do things, and you had a wish to make things happen the way you want, but it didn't happen. Why? Question yourself. Rather than just believing something or putting something, just question yourself. Because without questioning yourself, you cannot attain to enlightenment or even to get into the path. So question yourself. When something go wrong, learn to question yourself. So when something not happening, when you are sad, worry, unhappy, question yourself why it happened to you like that way. Because in the beginning you believed something, it's not going to happen to you. So if you clearly question yourself, the whatever the situation then you go through, it will tell you, show you the way you think doesn't work. That is not a big dharma. That is not a kind of like something that you have to learn through a monk or guru or book or nothing. It's not like that. It's a very simple fact that everybody go through in life. But that simple lesson we forget. And then go back, after a few days, go back to me, my, I, so like that. So we come with the I, and the I start to have a relationship with the me, and then it give the birth to my. So once you start to give birth to my, so you can claim anything as my. So my experience, my ideas, my view, my body, then my house, my family, my husband, my wife, my children, and my car, and my land, and even my temple, even my Buddha statue, even my Tripitaka. So even that my Nibbana, my God. So even that you come to, then you become more validating the socially, my village, my culture, my country, my nation, my world, my universe. See how big this mind. It's all come with the relationship with the me and the I. There is go. It's like a huge web. When you release from one place, it go and catch something else. But it never going to take you to the fully complete satisfaction. It always take you to the disorder. Why? Because in reality, there is no something, anything related to you. So even forget about others, that your own body. Just see that you feeding it, you maintaining it, you take care it very well, but still, when the time comes, it change. Every 8 to 10 years, your entire body, even the bones, completely become renewed. All the organs completely become renewed. That's how it is. So if you come to a very nature of the atom, electron, neutron, and proton, it always moving and changing the structure, but it go in pattern, order. It go by order, but it always changes. Same like the time. It look at even the one atom, electron, neutron, proton, and circularize it in itself in a certain pattern. The same thing happening in the universe also. When it comes to a day, how you calculate the day according to the sun and the moons and the earth, the circulation and the entire universe, go in the same kind of pattern. That is why when we come to the self or the self-centered idea or I, we forget we are in a pattern, and we in that moment we going to go to a wrong understanding of the self, or this is me. In that moment, that we go out of the pattern, that's mean we go out of out of the structure, out of the balance. In that unbalanced situation, whatever the structure we build, whatever the order we develop, it's not the order. So the order means if you completely allow everything to settle down as it is without grasping in your mind, holding in your mind, in that very moment, naturally there is a way that order going to happen. So that is what you have to get, rather than make things happen. But we have to develop the habit or the desire, the deeper current inside us to make things happen. So there is a point that you come to that. But the important thing is, in the very first moment, if you see something out of the pattern, then after that, whatever you do, how it going to be right. So that's why that's why we go through the struggle in life. Because the very first step you take, if it is wrong, maybe after that, whatever you take, things not going to be right. So that's why the foundation should be good. When the foundation, when you lay down the foundation is properly, with the right view, right understanding, in that foundation, whatever you build, it's going to be okay. So the meditation is a kind of way. So this disorder, you bring it to an order. To bring to the order, you have to follow certain kind of a protocol. Why? Now, because it's already mess. So that's why you have to have the mental object. So when it comes to the disorder, physical disorder and the mental disorder, the confusion, unrest. So in the beginning, what you have to do, and develop a physical order. The physical order means keep it, be physically, kind of like develop a pattern yourself. And how you can do it? When you sit properly. When you go to sleep properly, lie down properly. And then when you do some work, and do it properly. So that way, you physically build up an order, pattern. That pattern brings the balance. That balance bring the clarity. The clarity take you out of the fear. When you are get out of the fear, the confidence going to be there. That confidence will take you to the awareness. The awareness bring the wisdom. So that's how it's go. Step by step, step by step. So that is a physical way. So you start when you sit, don't throw your legs and hands everywhere on the chair or the couch or the bed. No, just develop order. Why? Because we came with the disorder. So that's why we have to understand. So as you know, this entire, even in this body, there is a pattern. There's the things work in a certain way. It is not the way that we want or not. So that's why when it come to the day, it's 24 hours. It's not going to be 23 or it's not going to be 25. There is a pattern. We have to deeply understand that. When it come to human body, 2 hands, 2 legs, and 1 head. And on the gods, on the imagination, you have 100 hands and many head, but it's not going to be real. So we have to accept that. And when you deeply observe, you are in order. That's why you cannot be disorder. You cannot decode it just by thinking. There is a way. I'll come to that, how you can decode, how you can deconstruct this form. But in the beginning, to deconstruct yourself, first you have to understand what is the construction method. So otherwise you make mistakes and then it make a mess. So in the beginning, develop a self-discipline and with your physical. And don't even touch your own body unnecessarily. Even don't touch anything unnecessarily. It's become a deeper discipline. Discipline means it's develop order inside you. It brings the clarity inside you. So even don't talk unnecessarily. And only monks allowed to talk or like that, because when we start to talk, sometimes it cannot stop. So in day-to-day life, unnecessarily, don't make phone calls also. So it develop order inside you, because it is a great investment for your enlightenment. That's why. Think like that way. And in day-to-day life, that whatever the little things that you keep doing, and look yourself, do you need to do it? Is it necessary, profitable? If not, don't do it. And even what you eat, just look yourself. Maybe it is available. That doesn't mean you have to eat it. How far you have to, even it is on your plate, how much you have to eat? Not whatever in your plate. Just eat till the hunger go away. Once the hunger go away, throw it. Throw it or give it to animal or give it to something. But don't take it. When we look at the human history, there was a time like when the world war going on. There was a time the lack of food. And people don't throw the food. That is not good to do. But at the same time, remember that having food doesn't mean you have to eat that all. That is a wrong idea. Even in the plate, sometimes there are monks. They have an idea. They think you have to eat whatever, everything in your plate. So once you full yourself, if you know little science regarding this body, once you full, it doesn't matter even that little bit of rice or bread, one piece of bread or anything. Once you full, so whatever you put into your body is become dust. Another thing is, it make you unhealthy. It brings you kind of like a side effects. So then your body become kind of like a trash can. Don't make it happen. So come to an order. Once you feel comfortable, feel full, thinking about, oh, this food is so important, so on, then you save it and put in a refrigerator and eat in another time, or keep it somewhere safely, or otherwise you have to throw it. Why? Because if you eat, you're going to get sick. Maybe you respect to the food, but then what will happen? If it is not necessary for your body, once you put it your body, it become your body. Remember that. If you put unnecessarily, what will happen? Then you're going to develop a disorder. So what is the order should be when you eat? Once you full, stop it. No matter what, even whatever, it cooked by gold or anything, So covered with the gold, don't eat. It's not going to work for your body. So that is the order you develop. It doesn't matter whoever come to this, even the angels come and offer divine food to you. Oh, eat this. No, you say, no, I am full. That's enough. No. So like that you develop, then it becomes the order. That is the order for your body. And when you do something, do it properly. Don't be hurried. That is the order that you develop in the conventional life, in this existence. And even that you play, you say that the singers, they do it with the happy mind. So because that is the order should be. Why? Because with the unhappy mind, if you sing, that voice has power to create unhappiness. With the unhappy mind, if you dance, the whoever look that dance and has power to create the unhappiness. That's why, as you seen in Asian countries, all the traditional dancing, whatever the dancers before they start, what they does, facial expression, the smiling, Never, you can see never that this traditional dances dance with the long, grumpy hair, the pace, unhappy pace. No, they come to dance. The very first thing, they smile. So that is the order. So you follow that order. So this is me, this I do whatever I want, you don't disorder it. So like that physically, whatever you do, and when you cook with the happy mind. Otherwise your food going to become poison. So that is the order that you have to do, because this physical world has order, pattern. This everything, look, this everything has a pattern. Yoga is the deeper art that you learn this pattern with your physical structure. That's why it has the postures. So look at this, everything around exists around us. Us, that everything has a pattern. Once that it go out of the pattern, we throw it away. So same thing when it comes to the human body, the character, when you behave in a certain way, if you develop the pattern and you become a valid person. If you go out of the pattern, you become invalid person. And then what will happen? Other the society have the law to punish you. Or if you do this, you punish, and then you go to jail. See? We have to understand, then we cannot do the way we want, even though we think this is me. It is not me. That's why. That is the truth. So first you have to understand, deeper we are in a order. So first accept it. Once you learn that we are in order, you become more alert. So we call it awareness. And you get out of the disorder and you develop the balance. So conventionally, that it make you more comfortable person. And that's why each and every religion have the kind of like a discipline code. So why? To make it, to keep in order. So samatha meditation is the order that develop in your mind. Why? Because the mind is, your busy mind is unhappy, sad, worry, fearful mind, mean it is in disorder. Why mainly mind go to disorder? Because of the ideas. The ideas is not going to be fact. The fact is only in this very moment, that what you experience with your perceptions. So that is the important part rather than ideas. Maybe it was good in the past, in that very moment. But for this moment, it's not going to work. But if you depend on that idea and you lose the fact in this very moment, you are in disorder. So what is the order that you develop in your mind? And it doesn't matter whatever the ideas you had, the heard, the by the culture, tradition, or the religion put on you, and whatever in your backpack, it doesn't matter. In this very moment, it is your perception with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. In this very moment, what you experience, if you able to recognize that, that is going to become a pattern. That is an order that you develop, the natural order that you slowly get connecting to yourself. So otherwise, if you go with the ideas, and then you are in disorder. In that disorder, whatever you do, because disorder means unbalance, confusion, the fear, unsatisfaction, worry, sad, disappointment. And then in that kind of mind, whatever you do, you're going to get the same kind of result. So then first come to the order. How? Let go whatever. Just be clear with whatever the perception. And once you come to that point, you develop the order. You go with the order. And once you are able to go with the order in a certain level, you understand how this happening, how the order happening. This is a dependent origination. Depending, interdependent. You start to see it because it is there. It is here. But we are people. We don't understand when we eat something, how it's going to digest and flush. There are people eat things, they don't believe, they don't have idea while they eating it has to go through their body. They don't understand it, they don't get it. And there are people, they drink and they don't understand how their body going to handle it because it's going to be in their body. They don't get it. There are people take drugs and they have no idea. And recently I was reading an article that regarding some drugs that in our countries, they used to make it in a Second World War in Japan. This drugs called ice. And for Japanese soldiers, they gave it, and then their entire mindset go whole blow out and burn all the nerve system, and they go crazy. They don't see anything. They go and kill everybody, jump to the ships and blow out themselves. So how about with the family, you with your husband or wife, children, and everybody in your family? If you take that kind of things, people take it. You become kind of like the suicide bomber in the middle of the war. So that people don't understand. That's why this attaining to enlightenment doesn't mean that you kind of become a completely different. You recognizing this cause and effect within your own life. Then you understand whatever your bodily action, that the reaction and the result, you recognize in this interconnection. That brings you the clarity to yourself. It makes you a very safe place for you and for other people. Then no one get disturbed out of your behavior. So like that, developing that order is the main part when it comes to tranquility. And then you recognize, you see this all the patterns, that how it is happening. You no need to read any chemistry book to understand it. By seeing itself, you recognize it. This is good, or this is profitable, or this is not good to do. When you're able to see how things come to be as they are, without adding your ideology, without depending from any kind of ideas, with clear perception, in that very moment, you have power to decode it, deconstruct it. That is what called vipassana. It will never going to happen anymore. But it has an order. You have to go. You cannot just thinking in the beginning without seeing the way it happened. You cannot deconstruct it. So that's why in the first thing, recognize we are in the disorder. So then get into the order. And once you develop the order, from there and start to see clearly how this is happening. And once you see that how it is happening, the next thing that you can get out of this. So that is the order. From the disorder to you develop the order and get out of this all. So otherwise we all keep tangling, go back to the same thing. Action, reaction, result, action, reaction, result, cause and effect, and then it brings the same kind of circle. The disorder leads us to disorder, unbalance. So that's why you cannot do it by force. You have to be more humble. You have to accept we are we are in disorder, you have to look very carefully and slowly, sharply, you have to do it. You can do it. Your mind is the best tool. Remember, every day when you wake up, just imagine the best gift that you have is your mind. It is so powerful, and it is so profitable for everybody in the world that you don't see that. And it is so beautiful than anything in this world. The only thing we don't experience it. And sometimes when we have that, we don't care. That's why. So then yourself look into that, experience it. And that is where you understanding how beautiful this life is. And that is where you recognizing how beautiful this path is. And that is where you recognizing how beautiful the Buddha, because he's the one who to show us this path. So it is your responsibility to walk. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahangotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.